once again to the Show and Tell Show. Today we are indulging our body, mind, and spirit with looks at healthy eating, travel must-haves, DIY spa treatments, and at last, a summer reading list to nourish the spirit. And we thought, who better to join us in today's restorative journey than the Reverend Jan Cook, Senior Pastor at San Marino Community Church. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
It is such a treat to have you back. And later in the episode, you are going to be giving our viewers your recommendations for summer beach reading. But we think that the viewers should know a little bit about you first. We know that you are a pastor by day. Tell us a little bit about your life outside of work.
Well, the heart of my life is really my family. And so my kids, Sarah and Matt, live in San Diego. Sarah's married and with my two grandbabies. And
what are their names?
Briella Rose and Liliana Grace. Beautiful.
I love those names.
I do too.
Yeah.
But they are grandkids, as you know. They're the kryptonite. I mean, you cannot resist them.
Yes. How old are they?
Well, 2 and 5.
Oh, great ages.
Yeah. And so they're 2 and 5.
Yes. You get to be 2 and 5 again too, right?
Oh, you said it.
That's the best.
Disneyland for the first time with them is unbelievable.
It's like going back again for the first time.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So we had a great time. I have a great time with them.
So what kinds of things do you like to do together?
Well, we love to draw and play house.
Yeah.
And Liliana likes her babies. Yeah. And I'm always the baby, and they're the mother. And we bake cookies, and we go on adventures outside. And when we FaceTime, I dress up like a safari hunter. Yeah. And I take all my house plants and put them up front, and then I'm like,
peek through.
Yes, that's exactly what we do.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. And they call me Tutu. Because my generation does not accept grandmother or grandma.
Where does Tutu come from?
It's Hawaiian.
Oh.
Yeah.
So have you been to Hawaii? Who thought of Tutu?
Well, my kids told me because I was saying, I'm sorry, I just can't be grandma.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my mother.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I got to choose between Tutu, Gigi, and all this, and I like Tutu.
I love it.
And it was easy for them to say.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
So really, that's the story is so important to me, and the story of our life is just as important as all the other stories out there. So family is the most important story.
Terrific. Yeah, of course. I think a lot of people can identify with that. We need to get started with our episode. So do you think you can give our viewers their task for the day?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please write in and share with us your answer to today's question. When you have time, what is your favorite way to pamper yourself? And we're going to read some of those responses at the end of the episode.
Perfect. So as you may recall, Pastor Jen, we have with each episode a pet organization mascot to remind our viewers of the importance of adoption as well as spaying and neutering. And today's pet organization is Kitten Rescue.
Thank you so much. I love being here.
Yeah. Who do you have with you today?
So this is Butterscotch.
Oh, she's so
cute. He is so good.
Yeah.
He's 2 months old, and he's really cuddly and really loving.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh, Jamie, we understand that you had some excitement earlier. Is that
right? A few weeks ago we had the grand opening of our kitten nursery, which is awesome. So now we can bottle feed really like infant, newborn cats, which is great.
Do you get a lot of newborn kittens?
Oh my gosh, very much so. It's kitten season right now, so we're always finding them outside, and then a lot of times we can rescue them from other shelters.
Are there special bottles that you use?
Yes, they are. They're kitten-sized.
Oh, that's so cute. Well, you guys are going to stick around for the whole episode, is that right?
Absolutely.
And Butterscotch has some friends here.
Yes, he does. He has some friends. He has his sister, and he has his brother here.
Okay, we'll meet them a little bit later on then.
Perfect.
Cool.
Coming up, we're going to learn how to take a look at summer travel accessories to make summer air travel a walk in the clouds.
We'll be right back. For many people, summer vacations and long weekends are a great excuse to check out the latest trends in travel accessories.
And here to share with us in the very latest travel must-haves is Allison Youngberg from Flight One.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, welcome.
Allison, what are you going to show us today? This is so exciting.
I know, I've got a
Beautiful.
lot of fun things.
Yes.
First of all, I have some suitcases. This is the Dash.
Okay.
It's a great suitcase. I have it in the check-in and the carry-on size.
Okay.
It's a wonderful suitcase because it's strong enough to withstand the rough and tumble luggage handling, and it also is completely at home rolling alongside you on a Paris sidewalk because
They're
it's
beautiful.
so chic.
Yes, so fashionable
And
looking.
yes, and the four-wheel suitcases are really a great trend because they're so easy to roll right alongside you. And this is the Avionette, which is inspired by the vintage sort of retro 1960s
Yes.
suitcases, which is another great trend. It has all of the fun 1960s aesthetic, but it also has contemporary functionality. It's made of a really strong water-repellent nylon, and it's just really easy to pack.
Is it lightweight?
It's very lightweight, yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tell me they just want to take a carry-on on their trip. And I went to Italy for 2 weeks with a carry-on the size of my purse, and my friends were
Oh my
like,
gosh.
how? And
I
this
could not do
is
that.
No,
this is
never.
our Space Pack.
No.
This is a great product called Space Pack, and it lets you fit 2 weeks of clothing in a carry-on.
Oh, no.
It's so cool. It has a laundry side and a clean side, and you just flat pack everything. And when you zip it closed, the Space Pack reduces the volume of your pack clothes by 30%. So you really can just go carry on.
Without like a vacuum.
And no,
like
it's
vacuuming out
the air just smushes out. It's nylon. It just lets you fit more in your suitcase. We have the suitor, the lingerie, the shoe bag, the toiletry, and the underwear. These are essential for carry-on travel. I love them.
Is there just with this? Or is
Yeah,
there
it's
like
a little
also
handle, so you just put it within your luggage, but then if you buy a bunch of stuff, you can take this as like a little personal item, and nothing will spill out of your luggage. It's all perfectly folded. We love it. And when you do go carry-on, the thing is you have to fit all of your liquids in one of those zippy bags that you can never close completely. And this is a great reusable quart bag, and the neon quart bags, which are really fun. They're TSA approved, and they're so easy to zip closed.
I love the colors.
Yes.
And then also that you can see through, because I always feel like you find these like bags that and then you're like, which bag is it? And you're waiting. And
You can see everything at a glance.
And the TSA can see it at a glance too, so
Exactly.
you're not waiting
Just
in the
matches you
line forever.
perfectly.
Totally.
Yes, I could wear
And
this.
speaking of seeing things, you can see
Yes.
your bag with a pop of color. That's always on trend. We have a great, I think that these are so great because of the sense of humor of them. And they're all just really fun and bright, but they're
This one-
kind
this
of
one's
my favorites.
My private jet is in the shop.
And you say layover, I say happy hour. You know, they're just really fun. They'll make you laugh while you're waiting in line. Speaking of funny, we have in LA, we always have our sunglasses. So you can have your sunglasses
I love it.
on while asleep on the plane. These are great. These are the molded eye masks. They
try one on?
don't mess up your eye makeup, and they let you
they
have
don't?
uninterrupted REM sleep because they're not smushing your eyelids.
How is
They're
that?
really comfy.
Is it
This is the Seat Pack Pro, which is great because you can have
It's like
all
my bra.
when you're not, I know, it is sort of. When you're not asleep and you want all your entertainment, this actually hangs on the seat back pocket in front of you. It's just great to have everything. You don't have to put anything in that pocket. You know, you can put it on the back of the tray table. And once you arrive, we've got a great set of passport and document holders that are just really, again, retro kind of inspired.
And sturdy, they're going to hold up over a long,
Exactly.
over a long haul.
I love
too.
his
The
color.
fabric is
I
really
know,
good.
and a great important trend is RFID blocking covers for your passports and credit cards, and these are made.
What is that?
These are just like it's called the neck safe and the waist safe, and so nobody can scan any of your credit cards or passports, anything with an RFID chip. Nothing can be scanned when it's in these. It's a great secure way to travel.
I actually have both of these.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Another great trend is instead of buying plastic bottle after plastic bottle, reusable swell bottles. They keep things hot or cold. They're fabulous. We have Wi-Fi. Bring your own Wi-Fi is a trend. This is SkyRoam. So they give you 5 free days, and then you have unlimited data usage. You can buy additional days for $8 a day. It's great. You can have your own hotspot. And one of my other favorite things is the 4-in-1 adapter, which covers 150 countries. So if you want to
Allison, listen, we're almost out of time.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for these finds, and for more information.
Absolutely.
Where can people go online?
Flight One is a company I work for. They have all these great brands and products. It's flight001.com.
Okay.
And we have a store in LA, we have a New York and Brooklyn store, and they'll love to tell you more about all the great things you can bring on your trip with you for your next vacation. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back with my summer reading recommendations.
Stay tuned. Part of the summer fun includes finding some great books to enjoy during vacations and, albeit limited, downtime. In addition to typical beach fare, we wanted to add to our list, and yours, some titles that are nourishing and restorative for the spirit. Who better than Pastor Jan to give us some recommendations? Hi there.
Hi.
So how did you compile this list?
Well, it really struck me three things that were important to me, because books are my friends.
Yeah.
And so the three things that I looked at was, one, did the story, whether it was a story about a person or a story about navigating our way through life, did that story have enough strength to inspire and maybe even transform attitude and outlook? So that was the one criteria.
Yeah.
The second one was, did it speak to the larger story? And the larger story to me is the story that all of us as human beings have together.
The universal.
Right,
Yeah.
and did it equip you with a tool to be your very best self and live your very best life? Yeah. And then the third part of that is it accessible? Is it short enough so that you don't feel burdened by it and you feel freedom with it? Yeah. And is the writing simple enough that it feels like a narrative read rather than a textbook? Yeah. So those are the three things that I really looked at all my little friends in my library, and these are a few of my favorite ones.
Okay, terrific. Well, which is the first one?
Well, I think I'd like to start off with Travel Mercies by Anne Lamott. Yeah. And Anne Lamott is an extremely complicated, funny, wonderful, I think, theologian of our time. Yeah. She's very raw. And she keeps her rawness right out in front. And so for anybody who feels like church is too religious, or religious people are more religious than God, then she's a person that says, hey, I'm a human being, I have many human frailties, and I'm just like you.
Is she a pastor, or is she?
She is not a pastor, she's a writer.
Okay.
And she's had a very, very intense life, but she's also hilarious.
So is it about her life, her religious path, her spiritual path?
Well, Travel Mercies is like the first, where if you read Travel Mercies, you'll know her background, and then you'll read all of her other books because you just can't get enough. Yeah.
Travel Mercies is an interesting title. I understand that it has some history to it.
Right.
And traveling used to be a very perilous type of activity.
That's right.
And people would pray for mercy, right, during their travels.
Well, not only mercy, but also the mercy of people, because you relied on the people that you met along the way to provide shelter and for you. So Travel Mercies really is about the people she met along the way that changed her life.
What's the next title?
Well, the next one is one of my very favorite, and it's by Henry Nouwen. It's called Making All Things New. And Henry Nouwen is the most incredible writer. He died a couple of years ago, but his life itself was incredible, but his writings. For example, if you're a very busy person and your whole life feels like it's taken up by busyness and you have no time for yourself, whatever, you read this book, you could read it in an hour. You read this book, and I promise you are going to have a different outlook.
Okay, so one trip to the beach, one trip to the beach, and you'll be transformed.
That's right, and you will. I promise, you'll have a tool in your backpack.
Right.
For life.
Okay. Wow, I'm excited. Okay, what's the next one?
Well, the next one is Speaking of Faith by Krista Tippett. Okay. She has become such a important voice.
She has a show on NPR.
Yes, called On Being.
Okay.
And she interviews people from every walk of life, and she starts every interview with, how did you grow up understanding spirit or spirituality? Yeah. And so it could be a physicist, it could be an atheist, it could be the Dalai Lama, and she has interviewed all of them. These are stories about what she's trying to do is to give us a different conversation, a way to talk about our differences in a different way so that they're not hostile, but they're really a way to bring us closer together. It's just, you know, it's beautiful.
Terrific. And you have one last.
I do. This is because I believe that garbage in, garbage out. So what you fill your life with is what you're going to give to life. And so poetry is really important to me. Poetry because it gives us a way to talk about life in a beautiful way. And what I would like to recommend to our viewers is not only to read this, but to begin to memorize some lines from some poems. I start every morning with 2 lines from Mary Oliver's book, Why Awake Early, and that is, hello, sun in my face, hello, you who make the mornings and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories. And that's the way I start my day.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for these wonderful tips.
You're welcome.
Okay, and we'll be right back. For us, summer is high time for both relaxing with a lovely glass of wine and also treating our skin to replenishing beauty products and treatments.
Now, Kevin Barry is going to show us how wine and beauty come together in wine-based products and treatments that we can use throughout the summer and beyond.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Caroline. It's so good to see you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being
here. Thank you. Hello, Pastor Jen. How are you?
Okay, what are you going to show us today?
Well, you called it, Carolyn. You said, Kevin, check out the Vino Divino situation.
Yes.
And I had no idea what a big groundswell this is.
It's huge.
Yeah, so just like our first picture is going to show you, if you're going to have a sip of wine, there's a hot debate because the resveratrol is in red wine and it may help your heart and your skin. There's been a lot of animal testing. For the first time, the animals were happy. I'll take that. Like Wilbur, let's go. Templeton, let's go drink up. And it does make a difference, but a lot of doctors are hesitant to tell you to hit the bottle, but it does help. So you can start internally, or you can go externally, and there's a great new book that's buzzing around called 100 Organic Skin Recipes by Jessica Ress, R-E-S-S. And she literally takes wine and all kinds of things and puts it in. It's a topical thing and very wonderful. And you can find it, of course, online. But do something kooky. Go to a bookstore. Wow. Barnes and Noble. Actually, go to a bookstore. Surprise your children. What's this? Wow. Oh my God.
Radical.
I'm going to text it and see what this means exactly. So I see you twinkling. You're like, I'm not going to do the DIY thing. So if you don't want to do that route, a really hot item is a hydrating wine mask from this Los Angeles-based company called Arcona. And you can have a little wine, sit down and apply that on your skin. And they do treatments in their spa with it, and it's a wonderful, easy thing. And you know how there's a groundswell on one key item, like it just picks up, and this is one of those items.
Is it okay to drive after you?
That's good, Pastor. I like that. I was so nervous about doing a wine segment with a pastor. I don't have enough strikes against me. Wow. Okay, but last but not least, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this company called Caudalie. They are one of the first, if not the first, to utilize grape ingredients. Grape polyphenols are the most powerful antioxidants in the plant kingdom, number 1. Burgundy, Champagne, and Bordeaux are not just alcohol and makeup colors. I found out there are real places in France that you can go to where I'm in Champagne. No, I'm in Champagne, I'm not drinking it. And that's where they source all of their things. They're 100% authentic. The list of things they don't use is amazing. The reason I showed the serum is no matter what you use, you could use this polyphenol, this serum, to increase the antioxidants. Your sunscreen's better, makes you look better. You can lick your cheek a little bit at the end of the day and get a little contact high. So that's my beauty minute. There it is. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to see you.
How can people get in touch with you or find out more about you?
Just go to kjberry@hotmail.com, and I look forward to your responses or questions. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Karen. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Pastor Jenkins.
Okay. Before we go, we have some responses to our viewer question that we ask at the beginning of the episode. When you have time, what is your favorite way to pamper yourself?
Okay. And I'm going to read the first comment. This is from Yuki Young from Pacific Palisades, California. She writes, as a single mom, when I really need a break, I ask my mother to watch the kids while I go to a hotel room for one night. I eat dinner in my room by myself with a glass of wine and then take a bubble bath in absolute silence. I come home feeling completely refreshed.
Oh, wow.
That sounds very luxurious.
Yes, it does.
I would love to do that.
And then mine is from Andrea DeMarco from Staten Island, New York. And she says, a hot stone massage followed by a reflexology foot massage. Oh, and I am total mush for the rest of the day.
Oh my gosh, have you ever taken have you had a reflexology massage?
I have.
I've never,
No.
we should do it together on the show.
But I laugh through the whole thing because they're
tickling you.
Yes,
I can imagine.
So anyway, but it's fun.
All right, well, we're out of time. Why don't we go say goodbye to the kittens?
Oh, let's do
okay,
that.
thanks so much for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. I had a great time. It's been fun.